Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for coming back today. I am Kimberly Clemens, your host of Chats and Chuckles. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I truly will rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you all for coming back today. I want to tell you I am super excited about today because I have a phenomenal woman as my sponsor today. So let me take a few seconds just to shout out my sponsor, Pastor Velma Overman. She is an amazing woman. She is doing great things in the community. And I want to tell you that her organization is doing some great things. Her organization is Operation Refuge. It's located in Inkster. And when I say she is phenomenal, she is really phenomenal. Her and her team, they're running a mother's pantry. And this brings not only food and items to the community, but she offers that experience of dignity to the people that come into that pantry. This provides critical food support to families, to their powerful youth programs that they host in that community. They are shaping future leaders, y'all. This organization is making a real impact. Operation Refuge is not only changing lives locally, but they are also changing lives nationally. And they are nationally recognized for their work in equity, education, and community empowerment. I am so proud to spotlight this organization, which continues to uplift and transform our community. Y'all, it is a pleasure and a blessing for me to be sponsored today by Operation Refuge and Pastor Velma Overman. I'm going to give her a really big clap right now. Thank you so much. And you too can help sponsor my show, Chats and Chuckles. You can reach out to me at 734-286-5979 or reach out through the email, which is Kimberly@chatsandchuckles.com. Now let's get started today with my very special guest. I am super excited to introduce to you my guest. His name is Leon Horton Jr.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. I am so happy that you decided to come. And I want y'all to know he signed up to come on this show a couple of months ago.
Correct. That's correct.
So we've been waiting to have you on here. And I want to say that it's a great thing to know that you have a powerful voice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Great experiences, challenging experiences. And today we're going to take our time. Time might go by fast, but we're going to take our time to really kind of dive into what you have to talk about today.
Okay,
so I always like to start off. I know a little bit about you, but I want you to start off with just letting us know who you are, where you're from.
Well, of course, no. I'm born and raised in the east side of Detroit. Come on, 313.
East side?
East side of Detroit, 313.
Okay.
Born and raised in Detroit. Proud to be Detroit resident. Let's see about myself. I'm a very down-to-earth, low-key person, per se.
Okay.
I'm very aware of social things, but also, too, right now, for the past 6 years, I've been very passionate concerning men's mental health.
Men's mental health is where your passion is?
That's my passion, men's mental health.
Okay, before we get into that, so are you a family man?
Yes, I'm a family man.
Okay. Children?
Yes, I have children.
Okay. I always like to highlight the children. I think children are phenomenal. So I'm always stop and pause for the children. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have small children, adult children?
They're adult children.
Okay, adult children, just like me. My children are adult children outside of raising my nieces and nephews. And speaking of that, my nephew has reached out to you
yes.
because of these kind of similar things that you guys have had in common. But east side of Detroit, okay, and a resident of Detroit right now. Detroit has some great things happening.
Great things happening. I'm loved the downtown area as far as the new production is going on, but also to the neighborhoods that are starting to be redeveloped. Especially my childhood neighborhood, I see now where there used to be vacant houses. Now there's new houses that's being formed. But also too, I like the growth that's there in the city, but also too the diversity. That's one of the biggest things I like is the diversity.
Definitely, definitely. So you got your hands in the community, you got your mind in the community,
Yes,
you got your
exactly.
heart in the community.
Exactly.
Okay, so I want to talk about the reason why I brought you here. So I want people to know that I met you when I was serving with the chaplain ministry. So I take classes with this chaplain ministry, and we had signed up to serve at Gleaners, and you were working across from me at Gleaners in Taylor. And we were doing that for the holiday, giving back, some time and just, wanting to serve. So we're in there working. I'm working. I was really working.
Right.
I was really working, and I was having a hard time lifting them heavy boxes. But I looked over across from me and I saw your shirt. Do you remember that shirt you had on?
Yes. Uplift Us Detroit.
Say that again.
Uplift Us Detroit.
And that caught my eye. So probably for about 20 to 30 minutes, I was looking like, okay, when is this break coming? Because I want to have this conversation with you because I want to know what that is about. So can you tell us what that is all about?
Well, Uplift Us Detroit is a community-based program that was formed last year where we're serving the community, whether mental awareness or also cultural awareness as well. So we're a very diverse, small group. There's 2 locations here in Detroit and also in the DMV, Washington, D.C. area.
Well, look, y'all, he said small group, but I tell you, y'all was strong out there serving that day.
Yes.
It was a lot of y'all out there.
Yes. I'm very fortunate to be involved with this group. Actually, it was a spinoff of a group that was with them called the United Kings. United Kings is a bi-weekly session for men where guys from Dallas, DMV, Oklahoma, and Detroit, where we get together with like minds. We talk about mental health, physical health, emotional health, and also spiritual health. And so basically, it's like a safe space for men for us to get back and talk. Sometimes guys are on there, they don't talk. They don't need to talk. They can sit back and just listen and see what other guys are going through, but also to get that advice. So after that, the founder, Craig Cooper and Tanzania Cooper, close friends of mine, they in the DMV area, they formed Uplift Us, in which they want to do more community-based initiatives. We had guest speakers. We had a mental health panel. We did a 4-week mental health series. So we're making strides in the community. So 2026, we have some big things coming aboard with it.
Okay, so Uplift Us is not just in Detroit.
No, not just Detroit. It's also in the DMV area, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area.
Wow, and that's a lot of men.
Men and women.
Men and women.
Men and women. So there's Uplift Kings and there's Uplift Queens as well.
Wow. Wow, that's great. That's great. So now the program that you started, what's the name of that?
Man, You Got This.
Man, You Got This.
Yes.
And that came about because...
Man, You Got This came about with my personal battle with mental illness.
Mental illness.
I'm a suicide survivor. So this year will be 7 years. So I founded Man, You Got This when I was in rehab. When I came out, I decided, you know what? I need to create a platform for men to understand that it's okay not to be okay, but also, too, it's time for you to speak up. We don't feel like speaking.
Man, do you know how powerful that is to say that you had attempted suicide?
Yes.
And then you became a person to speak out against it.
Yes.
And to form an organization to help other people.
Yes.
So let's talk about a little bit about that, because suicide is very prevalent in our community.
Yes, it is.
There is no age with it. There is no, it only happens in this culture or only happens if you have this amount of money. It's something it's is across the board. But for you to be a young black man with a challenge, a mental challenge, how do you let us know, like, some of the things that we can look for, or tell us some of the things that you were encountering that got you to that point?
Well, at that time period, I was broken. I was going through some things concerning finances, my employment, and just life in general. So basically, I let life a little bit too much, and I got to the point where I emotionally, mentally, and physically, just broke. Suicide is basically one of the leading causes of men's death. Also, too, a lot of guys try to push through depression. They try to push through anxiety, PTSD, and that was me. I went to work every day, but inside, I was breaking.
And that word push through, a lot of us use that a lot, oh, just push through it. Oh, you can, you got it, those terms that we'll say, but there is an actual push that you really do need to make it through those challenges that are weighing down on you, right?
Yes, exactly.
And those challenges that men deal with, sometimes we overlook those challenges, and we might think they're not as bad, or everybody doesn't deal with a challenge the same. So when looking back on that, when you see the bills coming, work, it was just that you didn't like your job, or was the boss bad?
It wasn't that I did not like my job. It was just getting a little bit too much tedious. And I wasn't feeling fulfilled. But once again, like I said, Kimberly, I was letting life all over me. And I got to the point where I did not like the person I became. So when I talk to men and my several sessions that I have, when I tell them, when I try to unalive myself, I wasn't really trying to kill me. I was trying to kill the person that I became, that was not me. And so at that point, when I did the deed and was revived, at that moment, you know what? I said, I gotta get through this. I gotta push through this.
Did you have support
During the process? No, I did not. Afterwards,
Wow.
I had support. I went to intensive counseling, but also too, I pushed myself through it. One thing too, I talked to men too. When I was going through my ordeal, I walked away from the church. I walked away from religion, and I figured, you know what? God doesn't love me because He's letting me go through this. And at that moment, I walked away from the church.
So you were in church,
I was in church.
but still contemplating suicide.
That is correct.
So that should tell us that even those who know God, experience God, go to church, can still have those thoughts.
Yes. And that point is that what I want to get at is that we also have to change the cultural expectation of a man. We carry a lot as far as being the provider, being the protector, the overseer. We have to do things in stride without showing emotion. So we were raised up about not being emotional, not crying, not having empathy and things like that. We have to be strong. At that point, just like a oxen, pushing cargo, sometimes that ox is going to break, and that man is going to break. And at that point, how he breaks, he may turn to violence. He may turn to any other vices just to get rid of it, but also substances. But also too, the most breaking point was when he decides to end his life. And at that moment, Kimberly, when I decided to do that, I was broken. I was broken to the core. In which, when I was released from the hospital, I was still ashamed. I was still ashamed as far as I got this going on. I got a family. I got friends. Well, I thought I had friends. And one thing I learned about this process, that you learn who your true friends are.
And we hear that all the time. We hear that. You find out who your true friends are when you're in trouble.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's funny because I talked about this last month at my church. So I do a session there called Circle of Peace,
What church is this?
Peace and Goodwill, Harper Woods, Michigan.
Okay.
So every last Tuesday of the month, we do it called Circle of Peace.
Circle of Peace.
Yeah, Circle of Peace. It's a
Okay.
men's group. 18 and up. So last session we talked about Band of Brothers, who got your six. So basically, I talked to men about who are your true friends. You have your friends where you grew up elementary school. You got your neighborhood friends. You got your friends that you went to college with. You got your friends that you kind of associate with at work. But all these four groups of men or four groups of friends, which one of these groups is going to stand beside you when you're going through something? How many of those you can count on your finger? Me personally, only had two people in my life.
Wow, that's something to really think about because we may know a lot of people. You may talk to a lot of people. You may even hang out. But you really should assess
Right.
friend, someone that you don't just call a friend, but you experience as a true friend.
So you have your friends, and then you have your associates.
Those are things we teach our children, right?
Right. You got friends, and you got associates. You got people that you associate with. But yeah, I'm not gonna let you in, too much, about my life. We can hang out. We can do certain things,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna do everything together. But then you have your friends. You have your person, which you know what. I'm down right now, and I just need someone to talk to. Or you know what, can you come sit with me? And that was like one of the battles that I had, that I felt that I didn't have any friends. I felt like I didn't have anyone I can call and say, you know what,
Yeah.
I'm feeling like crap. Can you just be with me?
So, did you have any accountability partners after the fact? Like, was it hard for you to open up to people about what you were going through?
Yes, it was very hard for me to open to people I was going through because I put on this facade, or basically we call it a mask. So there's many men out there that walk around wearing these masks.
Wow, I've been to many conferences for women, about take the mask off. Who are you behind the mask? Because there is an image that we try to uphold. We don't want people to know that we're going through. We want people to think that we're okay when we're really not okay. So I've been to those conferences for women, but to know that there are masks that men wear,
Yes.
that's very eye-opening.
Yes, and we hide it with extra work. We hide it as far as like doing things is like out of ordinary just to distract us. I know for myself, I constantly push myself at work. I hate the thing at work. So I went to work, suit and tie, going through total hell in my mind. On the inside, on the outside, I'm chipper. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. No one knew what was going on. When I was absent from work, when I had my situation, I was gone for a few weeks, and I came back, and people thought I was like on extended, vacation. Yeah, that was extended vacation.
It was extended vacation,
Right.
but what I was doing while on that vacation is a difference. Yeah.
And then also too, just coming back and realizing that no one really, showed interest as far as caring. Hey, what happened to you? What's going on? No one even asked. So at that point, you develop, I'm not gonna say a chip on your shoulder, but you develop this kind of weight. I say, yeah, you know what? No one cares. But with extensive counseling, therapy, and just going through life, but also too getting back into church and getting back into the Word of God changes many things for me.
Now, when you were at church, were you involved in church? Were you like a part of a ministry where you built relationships with people at your church?
At that time, I was in the men's ministry.
So you were in the men's ministry.
Men's ministry. I was even one of the men's ministry leaders there at the church.
Yeah, because that's what we do. We serve, and we're broken.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And the thing about it was that I think one of the things too with that was when I was serving in the ministry, I felt that it wasn't growing because, you kept on seeing, the same guys there, or you get burnt out doing the same thing over and over again. We did breakfasts, we did community outreach as far as like going to homeless shelters. We did Habitat for Humanity, where we had worked in houses, but yet I still did not feel that closeness.
Right, the closeness with the other people that were serving with you.
Yes, that is correct.
So when I hear that, I just thought about how, when you're going through, sometimes giving, helps to uplift you, or doing work for someone else helps you to feel better about yourself. None of those things worked while you were serving.
No, it did not. It was basically a distraction. It was a distraction as far as I was going through. So when I was going through, counseling, I realized, I suffered with depression and anxiety ever since I was a little kid. And I never, never thought about it. Of course, in our community, unfortunately, a stigma we have to break. We don't talk about depression.
Yeah.
We don't talk about anxiety. It gets like pushed aside. Boy, ain't nothing wrong with you. Just go drink some water. You'll be fine and stuff.
Yeah, our generation, I could see that, because sometimes, because they didn't know what to do with it or how to do it, or even a name for it.
Yes.
Go sit down. Don't nobody want to hear that. Even the, how young boys were told you could not cry. And because it was told to them. So that stuff was passed down. I love hearing Jason Wilson. You ever read any of his books? So
Cry Like a Man and
yes.
Battle Cry.
Yeah. Did you use any of his resources?
Yes. Jason Wilson, that was the first book I read when I got out of the hospital, Cry Like a Man. And I actually cried like a man after I read that book.
Powerful.
Jason Wilson, his book touched me, and also Battle Cry. I follow him on IG. I follow him on YouTube. I really like what he's doing out there. Actually, I reached out to him when I was going through my healing process, and I sent him, I thank you. I said, I'm pretty sure, you get hundreds of messages each day, but you know what? I want to give you an extended thank you for what you're doing for black men in general, but also for men in general, to tell us, what, it's okay for us to be vulnerable, but also too, it's okay for us to cry. If my close friends or families know, if it's regarding my family or something like that, I'm gonna cry in a minute. I bawled, at my daughter's wedding a few months ago and stuff. I mean, because I was so excited, walking her, down the aisle. But also too, I was going to say, my daughter also was my mental health cheerleader. She was right there by my bedside when I was going through my thing, and she told me that she wanted to make a promise to her, a pinky promise to her, that I will hold on. And I pinky promised her to her. I said, yes, I will hold on. I will watch you as you walk across the stage for your graduation, and I'm going to hold on when I walk you down the aisle.
Wow, how special is that? Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back after this break. I want you to grab your coffee, grab your tea, and make sure that you come back. Ooh. Ooh.
Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
Good morning. Today's a beautiful day, and today's not only a beautiful day because we're here in Inkster, but it's a beautiful day because I'm here with Pastor Gene Overman. I have the pleasure to serve on Operation Refuge as a board of director. This organization not only serves Inkster, but the neighborhood communities. I mean, the work we do here is beyond. It's led by Pastor Gene Overman. I've known Pastor Gene Overman for over 10 years. Everybody claims that that's her son, this is that. I mean, we go way back. She's mentored me. She's helped me throughout my career. I love you, Pastor. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on today?
Well, we're so excited, and thank you, Safe, for bringing a team in to really help us get the word out. Today we're doing our food that we do consistently every Wednesday and Thursday throughout the month, and just very excited to share with everyone listening that Operation Refuge has Mother's Pantry. It is a client choice food pantry that we are very thankful that you come in here, and it's a place of dignity. You shop just like you're at Trader Joe's, hopefully, or one of the better grocery stores. So we're on the main strip because we want our families to leave those houses if you have a need and come over. And that's whether you're here, Dearborn Heights, Garden City, all of our surrounding communities in Southeast Michigan, Wayne County, actually. We really serve great food, and we have lots of programs. But today we're here talking about Mother's Pantry, and you get the chance to see some of the interactivity at Mother's Pantry with our families. And sometimes there's a great need, and sometimes you find yourself the working, underemployed. So we have lots of Alice families where you're right at that threshold where you cannot receive benefits, but you still need that support. So we're very thankful that through many partnerships with Operation Refuge, we are able to provide good, nutritious food.
What I love about our pantry is the fact that you can come in, park your car, and shop like you're walking into a grocery store. Nobody can tell you can't take this or you can't take that. That's a sense of pride where you're not hurting anybody's feelings, and then I can walk in, get what I want, and leave. I mean, that's an amazing.
And you leave with your dignity, and oftentimes when we have food insecurity, you feel some sort of way to start with, right?
Absolutely.
So when you come in, we want to have the best choices.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we really do have excellent choices. We have halal, we have kosher, and we have partners that ensure that we keep what all of our families need.
Yeah.
So we're just very thankful.
It's your leadership and your vision. That's why, right?
And the board of directors, right?
Absolutely.
I can't get it done without you all. And as you see from the young man, you leave with fresh pineapple.
I love it.
Food,
I love it.
Right? And whether you're walking or you're able to drive up, our door is open for you.
And then the line, I can see the line.
Yeah,
I mean, when I
actually
pulled up, was all the it was all the way down to the STEM building. So it's amazing. It's a sunny day. Come to Inkster, folks. Thank you, Pastor. I love you.
Hey, I'm the new girl at WHPR, Kimberly Clemens, the host of Chats and Chuckles. Tune in on Tuesdays, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Chats and Chuckles. I am here to bring life to the chatter that matters.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matter. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
313watkins.com. Streaming on Roku.
And talked about my testimony, and that touched a lot of guys at the church.
Wow. So most churches do conferences, right? Or they are connected to other churches that have conferences. So that's an opportunity to showcase a ministry like mental health.
Yes, that is correct. So we're going to do it again this year. But like I said, several months ago, I reached to my pastor. So you know what? I want to spin off from what we talked about on May of last year. I want to hold a session called the Circle of Peace.
Now, I don't want to rush past that because you've said it twice, and it stuck out to me both times. You said, I went to my pastor and talked to my pastor. Did that take some, mustering up some guts to do, or did you already have a relationship with your pastor? And how can you encourage other men to reach out to their pastor?
I have a good relationship with my pastor. I'm Overseer Mark Holloway. Good relationship with him. He's very down to earth. And I came to him. He said, you know what? Put a proposal together for me, and let's do it. I
like that. Put a proposal together.
I put a draft together, gave it to him, and he said, let's roll. One thing I like about it is that when I hold the sessions, at the church, he comes in as a man. He doesn't come in as a pastor. He comes in as a man, and he sits back and he listens and he lets me take charge.
And that's important because he is the pastor. He is the overseer of that local church. Mm-hmm. But to sit back and engage and to listen, humbling himself to learn, it does, make you feel empowered,
Correct.
to be able to continue to do what you have been set out to do.
Correct. And it's funny because when I started it, I did not know, what to expect. We have 4 sessions so far, and we have another session this month. The title is called "Who Are You?" and we'll talk about that later. Mm-hmm. But when I first started, I did not know what to anticipate. I didn't know, if guys would show up because, sometimes with men, you want me to come to something at the church, besides, on Sunday? Let me think about it. But,
that's like, it's hard to get people out for prayer.
Yes,
hard
exactly.
to get people to come out for that. Okay, so just to think that, will men show up? Knowing that men have these issues,
yes,
you were contemplating, what the crowd was going to look like. Mm-hmm. Now, are you the kind of person that if one person show up, I'm gonna go ahead and do what I need to do?
Yes. Like I said, I was a nervous wreck when I first started, but then when I saw the guys coming in, and when I saw them relating to the message that I was talking about, then also too in the sessions, I opened up for them to discuss what's on their heart, what they want to release. Like I said, they don't have to talk. Some guys can come and listen. But also, too, we have very diverse conversation that's going on. Like I said, it starts from 18 and up. I was kind of impressed that I learned from a 18-year-old that was there. Sometimes, though, we have to give our youth credit. Just because they're young doesn't mean, they have no knowledge. They don't have any knowledge. So what helped me was that when the 18-year-old said, that he didn't have any friends, and that's when I came up with a topic, on the Band of Brothers Who Got Your Six, because he was struggling.
Tell me that topic. It's
Band of Brothers Who Got Your Six. That was the last month's.
Who Got Your Six?
Yeah, Who Got Your Six. So basically, it's like a military term. I didn't serve in the military, but it's like a military term. I like watching old war movies. And, and
I got to ask my husband about that.
Yes. So basically, is who has your back?
Okay.
And it was funny because at the session, I went old school. So I bought the little green army man, that we had back in the day as kids. So I had it all across the table, and I had like a picture of a man's mind. And it had like suicide, depression, anxiety, finances, loneliness, looked like a little battleground. And I had an army man scattered all over the place. And there was like one guy in the far corner standing alone. And I said, that's that friend, that you're looking for. Even though, we're in a church, we always have a friend of God, friend of Jesus. Right. But also, too, we need that one true friend, that can stand beside us when we're in trouble. So
absolutely.
At the end of the session, all the men came and they picked up a little toy soldier. And I told them, keep that, as your man who got your six.
Oh, that's good. That's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Now, do you find within the church that the men have something to say, have things that they're going through, but I'll come next time, I'll call you later, kind of thing? Like, is that's your experience?
That's my experience also too. Unfortunately, most guys are ashamed. They're ashamed to come out.
Which is another trick of the enemy.
Yes.
If he can keep you ashamed of your situation or circumstance, it keeps a person away longer.
Yes.
Than what they, necessarily have to be.
I know the last session I did, there was a couple of guys. They were brand new guys that came in. Some stayed and some left. And at first, I didn't try to feel kind of certain way. I want to make sure, I did not say anything wrong or I didn't trigger anyone because at the beginning of the session, I talked about the Band of Brothers. I know that some guys there served in the military, and I gave them, their respect, but also told them, too, if there's something that's going to trigger you, I just want to give you my apologies, in advance. So when I said the two guys had walked out, and their friends came to me to say, well, they walked out because it was getting a little bit too much for them. They enjoyed it, but it was getting a little bit too much for them because it was hitting home to them.
Yeah, yeah. Now, do you have people in place like counselors or mental health specialists when you're having these sessions?
Well, actually, at the church there is one of the elders there at the church. He is a mental health specialist there. Sometimes he'll come, he'll sit in sessions, and he'll bring his card if necessary. But at this point, no. But I will be building that up more for it this year.
That's good because just like those gentlemen that were triggered, with that session, some people do want to come, but then when it does get heavy for them, we want to make sure that they are taken care of, whether it's taking a walk but somebody's with them, a phone call as a checkup, are you okay? I noticed that you walked out, but then that friend was there.
Yes.
So that's good that there is some type of connection when someone is triggered or, feels something that they, need to walk away. So that it was good that someone was there.
Was good.
So now, what are you doing today, with your organization as far as accepting people? Is there like a, like an event that you're putting on, or is it, people just passing your card? How are people getting connected to the organization?
Well, for Man You Got This, both Man You Got This and Uplift Us, you can find us on Instagram. So for Man You Got This, just look for my logo. You see a man standing at the altar praying. Titled Man You Got This. Then also Uplift Us, just basically just one word, Uplift Us.
So your ways to find you are Instagram.
Yes, Instagram.
Now, if audience, if you're challenged like me, like you're just getting your feet wet with social media. So what should they look for? It's on Instagram. Tell the name of your Instagram account.
Well, for myself, it's Man You Got This.
Man You Got This on Instagram.
On Instagram. And also Uplift Us on Instagram as well.
Uplift Us.
Yes.
Okay. And they can call you. Is it a website connected to that?
So for Uplift Us, there is a link tree in which you can see the other avenues that's on there. You can get connected with Uplift Kings, Uplift Queens, Uplift Us. So there's a link tree on that page. My page, I'm still working on that.
Oh, come on, working on it. I love it because I'm working on stuff too.
Yes, I'm still working on that.
But people need to know those resources that are out there, especially when we talk about, the suicide.
Yes.
There is a national hotline 988 that people can call. And I always like to say that some of us know people who have had those thoughts, some people that have attempted suicide, and there is a hotline which is 988. That's all you have to dial is 988. And if it's not you, keep that number handy. Keep it in the back of your mind. Write it on a piece of paper. Keep it in your pocket. Keep it in your car. Keep it in your notebook. Keep it in your Bible. Take it to church. Because when you encounter somebody that is in that type of trouble, you don't want to throw your hands up, walk away. You don't want to be, so afraid. You want to be able to reach out, to someone that can help, in that moment. Did you ever call that hotline?
Before it was 988, I forgot it was another number. Yes, I did call the number. I called that number, I want to say, maybe 2 days prior to my situation.
Wow. And so I have given the number out, and you have been a person to call the number. Did they help you in that moment?
At that moment, it did. The counselor or the representative at the end was very empathetic. They calmed me down as far as the emotional state I was in at that time. They offered to find resources in my area, and which they did. like within 24 hours, they connected me with several agencies. They connected me with a multitude of resources.
That is so good to know. I'm one that whenever I get a number about a resource, I will always call the number to find out what that experience is going to be like for a person that called that number. So I like the fact that you can call 988 and you can ask as many questions.
Yes.
You don't. Yeah. You don't even have to be in the crisis. You can have a person that's having a mental crisis or have thought about it. You can have them call that number and talk and ask as many questions as you like. So that is so good to know that helped you. Now, what would you recommend to someone? I'm going to ask you to speak to the your generation, because the younger generation can look up to people like you. So what would you tell your generation at this point if they've have a crisis in their mind, or if they had some mental challenges, or if they were having some of the same struggles that you were having? What would you tell them at this point that they could do?
I would tell them, speak up. Even though it says it's okay not to be okay, but also too, it's okay to ask for help.
And speak up is coming from a person that had to speak up. So a person like me to tell somebody, well, all you got to do is speak up, right? But it's coming from a person that had to push through and speak up.
Yes, you also too have to make sure that you are vulnerable, and that's one thing that we don't do. As far as men in general, we have a problem as far as being vulnerable, because we're afraid. As far as if we show our true emotion, if we show our true feelings, that sometimes that can be used or weaponized against us. And that's what happens with our most men in relationships, that they're afraid to tell their significant other, what they're feeling or what they're going through, because sometimes it can be weaponized, against them.
Yeah, that makes me think about too, just as women, whether you're married or you have a significant other or an ex, we have to watch our words. Like when you find someone that becomes vulnerable around you, no matter what has happened, you got to be able to make that a safe space.
Yes.
And if it's not a safe, comfortable space, then it be empowered to walk away, But if you share something, you can't use that in an argument or because you're upset or you're mad, because they opened up.
And the part about that is that when a guy opens up to his partner about how he's feeling and what's going on, that means that he trusts you. He trusts you and he wants you to know. But if you turn that against him, that trust is broken, and he's not going to trust anyone else.
And ain't nothing like broken trust.
Exactly.
That's hard to rebuild.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So today for the men, speaking up is not an easy thing to do, but it can be done.
It can be done. Also, too, we have to put the shame away too. What I mean is that if your brother is going through something, don't shame him. I know when I was going through my ordeal, like I told you, there's friends and there's acquaintances. The acquaintances would be like, well, man, here, drink this, smoke this, let's go through this. That's not what I want right now.
Ooh, right. That's an acquaintance, because those things could add more problems. Those things could have you making decisions that you didn't intend to make, right?
A friend will like, you know what? I got you, brother. Let me hold you. And one thing I'm gonna
say that again though, because a brother, just to hear you say that, I'm thinking a brother needs to hear that.
Yeah, he does also too. The funny thing about it is that I threw someone for a loop the other day.
This is recent?
This is recent. I get men come to me, at work or outside, talk to me a lot, about things. And there's a couple guys at work who I befriended, and we talk. We talk about real, life stuff. And we sit in the corner, we talk, and I grabbed him and I hugged him, and I was like, I love you, brother. And he just started, crying. And I said, well, I didn't shame him, and I said, man, what you crying for? but I knew, that hug,
Yeah.
and someone told him, I love you. That made a big difference out of his life. He said, I'm married, I got kids, I got friends, but no one has ever told me, I love you.
Wow, how sad is that though? That is really sad, and we don't think about that, especially as women. It's easy for us to say I love you. We can hear it back, often, but to hear a man say, I haven't heard that. That is heartbreaking.
Yeah, and also too, and I when I said it, I was like, I ain't mean it in a Diddy type of way. I said, but
In a Diddy.
but I love you. I love you as a man.
And he know you didn't mean it.
I know, but I'm just saying, just making a comical bit about it. But just let him know that what, I got you, man.
Yeah.
Whenever you got something to talk about,
That's
come
priceless.
to me. Or if you don't want to talk, we come by, we do the head nod, the fist bump. We know that you're going through something, but as long as we see the contact, I'd rather see you than view you.
Wow. I'd rather see you than view you. Wow.
Yeah. And that's something, that I had to learn through my healing journey. When it's funny, when I was going through my ordeal, and I knew that I wasn't going to be here, but my thought process was that if I was gone, how many people would be there, at my viewing or my funeral? Will there be people there, that say, that they love me, that they care for me? And so that's why I said now we have to start telling people, that we love them and that we care for them in the now.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I am grateful for you. I love you and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Because you told me, that you had to work, and for you to take off and to come and sit on the show and to share your heart, share your resources, talk about the things that were challenges to you and how you overcame. I appreciate that.
Thank you. And once again, like we talked earlier before the show, as long as we reach that one person, it doesn't have to be the millions that's out there. As long as we reach that one person, that can make a difference.
Yeah, and I know that just the opportunity here at WHPR to be able to talk about the things that's on our hearts. I always tell people, Chats and Chuckles really is about us bringing to life the chatter that matter. I don't gossip. So anytime I talk about something, it's going to be about something that's going to help somebody. We're going to laugh and have a good time, but there are some hurting people out there.
Yes.
And to know that you made it, God kept you here. And we say it's not a cliche. There is work to be done.
It is.
God has kept you here for purpose.
It is.
And you're living in it. You're walking it out.
And I think when I do my sessions, it makes me feel good, that I'm having an opportunity to help men heal or help men bring things to the platform. Not only is it helping them, but also, too, it's helping me as well to spread the word, but also it's helping me to heal. Because I still have some healing to do, but just to talk to my brothers out there and let them know, hey, you know what? There's a man, that went through the same thing, that you're going through. But I'm vulnerable enough to go ahead and speak out and let you know, hey, dog, I did that. And it didn't feel that great for me. But I want to let you know that you can overcome it. You can get through it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I want to say thank you publicly because I reached out to you to talk with my nephew. And he's 19. And for you to take that time to spend time to be able to talk to him and to offer him the services and to include him in those talks that you have, that meant the world to me. And at 19, there's a lot of things that are going through a mind of a 19-year-old.
Trust me, I've been there.
Yeah. So what's happening next? You got any events coming up?
There's one event I got going on this month at my church once again, Peace and Goodwill in Harper Woods. Our first Circle of Peace of 2026. And this title of the segment is called Who Are You?
Okay.
And so basically, it's questioning not the dad you, not the husband you,
Right. Not the title me.
not the title you, but who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you when you look in the mirror? How do you address yourself? How do you affirm yourself? How do you believe in yourself?
That's something too, because sometimes we pass that mirror. We might look at the lipstick, or we might look at the outfit, but we really should be looking within that mirror, like looking at our eyes, looking into the eyes of our eyes, right? That question, "Who are you?" is very powerful, because we should take that time to find out who we are. I was just talking to my nephew about that. Not knowing who we are is problematic.
Yes.
We can't get through life without knowing who we are.
Exactly. It's funny. When I talked to the last session, I was telling the guys that when I was going through my ordeal, I hated looking in the mirror. I did like a quick glance, make sure, I had my outfit is straight, my beard is tight, whatever like that. I did a quick thing, but I never took the opportunity to look in the mirror to see who I am. And that really hurt it, because I did not value myself as a man. I didn't value myself as a person, but also, too, I didn't value myself as a child of God.
Wow. And that's something, again, I hear, we as women, we are told we have to learn to value ourselves, and to know that men, to hear that men really do need to take some time and value themselves too. It's not one-sided. So those things that you've learned, you're passing that on to people so that they can also learn who they are.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really, really good. So your church seems like a healthy church. They doing some good things.
Very healthy church. Very healthy church.
And so you're still serving in the ministry outside of doing the groups?
I'm getting there.
You're getting back there.
I'm getting back there. I also have some personal projects that I'm going to work on in 2026. I'm going to take over the Uplift Kings for Detroit.
Okay.
So basically, I'm going to start hosting sessions for men here in Detroit, where we talk about life.
That's good. A lot of people, I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, there's nothing out there for men." As we just heard, Darwin, at the break, Darwin is doing things for men. You're doing things for men. We see Jason Wilson out there doing things for men. My good friend Sherry Ware, she's doing things for men. There are opportunities. There's so many people I can think of that are doing things for men. So people just have to get connected.
Yes.
It's so important to be connected. So thank you so much for sharing that information.
I'm glad that you asked me to come on board. I'm really excited for this morning. I am.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And it's good to see a smile on your face, to know that, you're continuing to grow. You're continuing to, get yourself, on that right path, and you want other people to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just let people know they got this. You look in the mirror, you got this.
Absolutely. And it's not just a slogan.
No, it's not just a slogan.
You really got this.
Yes, exactly.
And people need to know that. So I really think this is a great opportunity to share with the audience one more time. I want to say that number for suicide is 988. And like I said, you don't have to be the person that's going through the crisis. You can call and get information, get as much information as you can, because you don't know who may be going through that, even yourself. You never know. So to have that information and those resources, it really is good to have. And then you can share, again, your information so people can connect with you and use you as a resource, and maybe they can come to some of those group circles that you have.
Okay. So once again, you got Man You Got This on Instagram. Also Uplift Us on Instagram. But also, too, if you're in the Harper Woods area, the last Tuesday of this month, Peace and Goodwill Baptist Church from 6:30 to 8, Circle of Peace. Who are you? Think about that. Who are you?
That's amazing. Well, thank you again, Leon. I really
Thank you.
appreciated you. I want to thank my audience today for tuning in. Thank you so much to Pastor Overman with Operation Refuge being my sponsor for today. Thank you, everybody. Please come back again next Tuesday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Chats and Chuckles, signing off.
Good morning. Today's a beautiful day, and today's not only a beautiful day because we're here in Inkster, but it's a beautiful day because I'm here with Pastor Gene Overman. I have the pleasure to serve on Operation Refuge as a board of director. This organization not only serves Inkster, but the neighborhood communities. I mean, the work we do here is beyond. It's led by Pastor Gene Overman. I've known Pastor Gene Overman for over 10 years. Everybody claims that that's her son, this is that. I mean, we go way back. She's mentored me. She's helped me throughout my career. I love you, Pastor. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on today?
Well, we're so excited, and thank you, Safe, for bringing a team in to really help us get the word out. Today we're doing our food that we do consistently every Wednesday and Thursday throughout the month, and just very excited to share with everyone listening that Operation Refuge has Mother's Pantry. It is a client choice food pantry that we are very thankful that you come in here and it's a place of dignity. You shop just like you're at Trader Joe's, hopefully, or one of the better grocery stores. So we're on the main strip because we want our families to leave those houses if you have a need and come over. And that's whether you're here, Dearborn Heights, Garden City, all of our surrounding communities in southeast Michigan, Wayne County, actually. We really serve great food, and we have lots of programs. But today we're here talking about Mother's Pantry, and you get the chance to see some of the interactivity at Mother's Pantry with our families. And sometimes there's a great need, and sometimes you find yourself the working, underemployed. So we have lots of Alice families where you're right at that threshold where you cannot receive benefits, but you still need that support. So we're very thankful that through many partnerships with Operation Refuge, we are able to provide good, nutritious food.
What I love about our pantry is the fact that you can come in, park your car, and shop like you're walking into a grocery store.
Yes.
Nobody can tell you can't take this or you can't take that, and that's a sense of pride where you're not hurting anybody's feelings, and then I can walk in, get what I want, and leave. I mean, that's an amazing.
And you leave with your dignity, and oftentimes when we have food insecurity, you feel some sort of way to start with, right?
Absolutely.
So when you come in, we want to have the best choices.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we really do have excellent choices. We have halal, we have kosher, and we have partners that ensure that we keep what all of our families need.
Yeah.
So we're just very thankful.
It's your leadership and your vision. That's why, right?
And the board of directors,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I can't get it done without you all. And as you see from the young man, you leave with fresh pineapple.
I love it.
Food,
I love it.
Right? And whether you're walking or you're able to drive up, our door is open for you.
And then the line, I can see the line.
Yeah,
I mean, when I
actually
pulled up, was all the it was all the way down to the STEM building. So it's amazing. It's a sunny day. Come to Inkster, folks. Thank you, Pastor. I love you.
Thank you.